Alright, back again with this tier list. Anyway, I decided to look at video game franchises that would be a new change to go through. Now, I'm going to go through a lot of different parts of here because there's a lot of game franchises that I really haven't played a lot. I haven't played a lot of Mario. The only Mario games that I've possibly played was New Super Mario Bros. DS, Wii, and 2. The only ones I finished were DS and 2. I was thinking about getting a Mario game that would be fun, like Mario 3D World, or with Bowser's Fury, or Mario Odyssey. But can't really rank it if I only played like 3 out of the billions of games in the series. I don't know. Pokemon, not really. The only one I played was Stadium. I know it was Coliseum. It was Coliseum. I never finished it because I got stuck at this one part involving like some kind of bridge room that I couldn't get past. But it was definitely lots of fun. I haven't played a lot of these games. The only Sonic game that I played was Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis, but I only played it on the Generation version and Unleashed, which I think were alright games. Let me look around here. This game franchise I could possibly do. Let me just move them up. Can I please move it? It's not trash. If you're a huge fan of like first-person shooters, it's fine. There are the RTS games, but there's only 2. I played the whole franchise, and I gotta say, I really love most of the games. I'm not a huge fan of 4. I dislike 5 with a burning passion. Infinite just kind of made me mixed feelings about it. It is good enough, but I would recommend it if you're a fan of first-person shooters. But it's just an alright franchise to my eyes. It could have been better. Gears of War. Well, here's a franchise I used to be a huge fan of. Hopefully I can find that one as well. Honestly, when ranking each individual game, it's a decent franchise. The only good thing was the trilogy. The first, second, third game are awesome. The third one is my most favorite. Judgment was okay. But 4 and 5 was so bad that I brought it down to this tier. Such a shame, since I've been a really huge fan of the franchise itself. Now, they don't have the Mega Man Zero series. Why don't they have that? You know what? We'll pretend this classic Mega Man game is... Well, I haven't played most of Mega Man. Let's pretend that's the Zero series. We'll just pretend. I mean, it's my list. I decided. Really good story. The gameplay is fun and enjoyable. I definitely had the most fun with each game, even though the first one kind of have an issue with the grinding in order to level up your weapons. And the fourth one didn't even understand the armor system. It's just that the gameplay would be alright for the most part, but it is nice the way it is. We'll just pretend that's the Zero series. Got it? Okay. No arguing back. I played Fable 1 and 2. I haven't played the third one, which I probably won't because Fable itself is just eh. The first game was alright, the second one I'm not really a huge fan of. I just don't find the gameplay appealing. And the story to the sequel is just really dumb. I heard that the third one is not good, so no thanks. Not for me. Gameplay not appealing, story dumb. The sequel has one of the worst final bosses I've ever seen in my life. You just point and shoot at the guy while he's standing there talking to you. That's your main villain. Yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah. Crackdown. Let's go over that. There are 3 games in the series, but I played 2. Nah, gameplay not appealing, story I don't really care. The sequel was annoying because you got the announcer guy that never ever shuts up. Oh, you're leaving the objective point? You need to return back now. Stop leaving the objective points. Dude, shut up and let me play the damn game. Like, seriously. I don't care what you want me to do, just let me play my damn game. I don't need some annoying douchebag going like, oh, you can't go there, oh, you can't go this, that. I don't know why they did that. Jak and Daxter, probably a childhood classic. I've only played 4 out of the 6 games in the franchise, and I gotta say, first game's my favorite, second game was really good, third one is my second favorite. I played the racing game, Jak X, and I gotta say that's probably the best racing game I ever played, even though I'm not really a huge fan of racing games. It's a really good series. I heard Daxter is good, and The Lost Frontier is probably the weakest in the series, but there's no way I'll ever play those games since they're on the PSP, and I don't have that. But I played the trilogy and the racing game, best ever made. If you're a huge fan of platformers, it is recommended, even though the second and third game involve weapons and usage of vehicles. Uncharted. I only played 3 games in the series, and I plan to play the 4th one and Lost Legacy maybe one day, but I gotta say, Uncharted, I really love the art style of the game. It is a third-person shooter, but they try to add, like, platforming. It's the same people that made the Jak and Daxter series, Naughty Dog, that made the original Crash Bandicoot trilogy. I did have the most fun with the first 3 Uncharted games. They were good. The gameplays are all similar. The characters are really, really interesting. My favorite is Sully. I really love his funny remarks. Destiny, I don't want to rank Destiny because I don't care for Destiny. I played the sequel and I gave up because the story was confusing. Like, does the game have a story mode? It tried to be like Borderlands, except I rather play Borderlands than that. Movie over here. Minecraft. I don't really care for Minecraft. I don't really care for it. Boring. Used to like it, but now I don't like it. Let's see right here. I do plan on thinking about playing God of War and Ratchet and Clank. I'm just having a hard time trying to find the original games. Cuphead is another game on my list, but I heard the game is hard, so I don't know. I only played Rayman Origins. Rayman Origins was alright. Definitely fun. Crash Bandicoot and Spyro. Here's the dealio. I've only played the Insane trilogy of Crash Bandicoot, Wrath of Cortex, and Twinsanity. And honestly, I'll just add it on there just in case, since I played most games. I really did like the Insane trilogy. Wrath of Cortex, everyone has mixed opinions. I think Wrath of Cortex was alright. Twin Sanity was amazing. So it is good enough. I know it's an awesome series, but I haven't played every game in the franchise, so could be recommended. Spyro, I can't really rank because I only played the Reunited trilogy, and I heard mixed feelings about the Legend of Spyro series, where some people like it for the unique story it went for, like a darker, grittier story. Some people don't like it because of the gameplay, which is button mashing beat 'em up. I guess I don't know, kind of alright with beat 'em ups. Now here are these two games, Call of Duty. Oh boy, Call of Duty. Oh man, what have they done to you? I honestly don't care. I lost faith in this series after Black Ops 2. My most favorite games were Black Ops 1. I did like Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2. It was a decent franchise, but as the series went on, it got worse and worse. I don't like Call of Duty Ghosts. I wasn't a huge fan of Advanced Warfare. And hearing that Vanguard was terrible, yeah, I think I'm not interested in the whole entire series. Just don't really care. Far Cry. Oh boy, Far Cry. I just am not a huge fan of Far Cry. I've played 3, 4, and the original. It's just I'm not a huge fan of them because the gameplay is boring. They're just first-person shooters being open world, and the gimmick of these games always repeated, stayed the same throughout the series. It's just the same game. Like you play like Far Cry 3. Okay, it plays out very fine. You play Far Cry 4, feeling very familiar. Far Cry 5, they may have got rid of the radio towers, but the open world is still the same. It's been the same throughout the whole series. Can you guys try, I don't know, linear levels like you did with the first game? I'm just not a huge fan of Far Cry. Even if I would play Far Cry Primal, I would probably like that game, but I heard that game is terrible. Because the gameplay, I guess. I only played Diablo 3, and I did like Diablo 3. I mean, I don't understand the hate since I haven't played the other Diablo games, but Diablo 3 was alright. Batman Arkham series. Top tier. Arkham Asylum was good. City is my most favorite. I really was a huge fan of Origins. I don't understand the hate for Origins. Night was going alright. The Arkham series definitely did gameplay with the Batman. Like, it makes you feel like you're playing as Batman. If you're a huge fan of Batman, I recommend trying out the games because you'll probably have a lot of fun. Ultimate Alliance. Ultimate Alliance, first game was alright, sequel was alright. I haven't played the third game, but honestly, I think this is just an okay series. It's alright for what it is. Go around beating up people as a group of heroes. You should check out the gameplay yourself. It's up to you. I'm not really a huge fan of Portal. I don't like puzzle games. It's just not my thing. Left 4 Dead. This was a game that I played a lot. Played a lot when this game came out, and I gotta say, if you're looking for a zombie game where you can have interesting characters, fun mowing down zombies, and playing as zombies, this game is recommended, but they call the zombies the infected. They don't really eat you, they just try to kill you. Plants vs. Zombies. Well, that's a series I've been a huge fan of. Let me... I like the first game for the tower defense stuff. I despise the sequel. Garden Warfare 1 and 2 were fun third-person shooter games. Battle for Neighborville is just trash. I recommend it if you love Plants vs. Zombies. But it is what it is. I've only played Mass Effect 1 and 2, so I'm not gonna make it Titanfall. I don't know why they included like series games that only have like 2 games, like the first and second game, and it's considered like full-fledged series. The first game was just alright. It's my problem with the first game, it doesn't have a campaign, all it has is multiplayer and survival mode, and they try to add like character dialogue cutscenes into the multiplayer supposed campaign. At least the sequel had a campaign that was good. My problem is, it's just way too short as a campaign. Even playing the sequel on the hardest difficulty, it still felt really short. Like 10 missions? They could have done a lot, but we don't know if we're going to get a third Titanfall game. That would definitely do better.
I just swept.
Sorry about that. Okay, let's make this more quick. I'll probably add background music, but I don't know what. Borderlands, honestly, I'm fine with it. Same for Bioshock. Let me move them up. I'll try to make this quick. I hope I don't make this boring, like most of my videos. Just kidding. I really love the Borderlands with its humor. In fact, the Borderlands series, and same for Bioshock. Borderlands itself has really fun humor. They're first-person shooter games, but open world, and I enjoy the open world shooting genre better than Far Cry because they actually add characters that you can play as with special abilities and gimmicks. At least the characters are interesting, and exploring around these wastelands are fun. Bioshock 1 and 2 are really, really good. I would downgrade it for Bioshock Infinite because I think Infinite was okay. I mean, it's not a huge favorite, but I did enjoy it as much as Bioshock 1 and 2, even though Bioshock 2 is definitely my most favorite for the more interesting main character, and the series itself has a really nice, beautiful atmosphere and a really good soundtrack. The gameplay is first-person shooter, but it's definitely a lot of fun and enjoyable for during its time. I really love it. Let me... Fortnite. Nope, not ranking you. You're trash. You're complete trash. Slime Rancher, boring. Sorry, but Slime Rancher is just boring to me. Battle for Bikini Bottom, Rehydrated. Now, here's the dealio. I'll get to you. I'll add you up there as well, Doom. Alright, the dealio with Spongebob is that I only played Battle for Bikini Bottom original and remake and the movie game, and that's basically it for me with Spongebob. I do recommend it. I'm not a huge fan of like the graphic change style on the remake over the original, but they're pretty fun, traditional like 3D platformer games that used to be a popular genre in between 2000s and 2003, right before this genre kind of gave up. Mario still continued that genre. They're fun. They definitely offer a lot. Just open world explorative for a 3D platformer, similar to Jak and Daxter, but I prefer Jak and Daxter because the open world sections in Battle for Bikini Bottom are way too long, and Jak and Daxter doesn't have loading screens at all for you exploring worlds. Doom. I played Doom 2016. That was the first Doom game I've ever played, and I gotta say, I love it. And Doom Eternal was really, really fantastic. I really love Doom 2016 Eternal. I tried out the original Doom games, like 1 and 2. I finished 1. I couldn't really play 2 that much because the levels were just confusing. Doom 3 was just okay. I can see why not a lot of people were a huge fan of Doom 3. But it was alright for me. I did finish it and its DLCs. Same with Doom Eternal's DLCs. I love 2016 and Eternal's like style. My most favorite thing about Doom 2016 is the final boss. The Spider Mastermind is one of my favorite final bosses in any video game. Anyway, I think that's it right here. If you want me to do another one of these, I'll be happy to do another one of these. But that'll be it for me. Bye bye.